Okay, looks like I'm all set. Everything looks straight, so that's awesome. Let's see, we've got Carla on. All right, and there's somebody else that's coming on as well. All right, so I am going to be making March Card Club. It's on the left here. But I also wanted to remind you about my free with a purchase that goes until midnight on March 14th, and it's a Zinnia class. And oh, sorry about that. The ice is falling off our roof. It's been kind of crazy weather, 48 hours of weather. But you can earn this class here for free with a qualifying order of $40 to $59.99. So you'll get 4 card kits. And then an order of 60 or more will receive all the card kits and a free a coordinating embellishment. And then an order over 150, do not use my host code because I want you to get the Stampin' Rewards. And Stampin' Rewards are, once you get to $150, it's 10% of your product order. So that would be $15 free from Stampin' Up. You would also get this card class for free, a coordinating embellishment, and something handmade for my craft room. So I hope you take advantage of the free with a purchase. Again, it is running from, it was started on March 4th and it's going to end on the 14th. The host code that you will need to use when you order is CCGS as in Sam, X6V as in Vermont, 6. Again, that's CCG S as in Sam, X as in X-ray, 6V as in Vermont, 6. All right, and that goes until March 14th. I'm going to get started with Card Club. I am getting ready to go to Houston on early morning on Wednesday. My bus leaves at 5:05 a.m. That means I get up at 3 a.m. on Wednesday morning. So it's going to be a long day, but it's going to be a fun day. I'm going to On Stage in Houston, Texas, and it's a huge event with Stampin' Up! And all the demonstrators that go. Not everyone goes, of course, because there's well over, I think, close to 50,000 demonstrators worldwide. But I'm investing in going because I learn a lot and we can network. I get to see the team I am on, and also one of my downlines is going, and we're going to meet up in Houston, rooming together and all that. So it's got a lot of good things, and I can't wait to show you when I can the annual catalog, because I'm going to have that on my hands. That annual catalog goes from 2024 to 2025. I get that this week because I'm going to On Stage, and I'm so super excited about that. The rest of the demonstrators that don't attend will get a PDF upload, a PDF download on March 18th. So if you're not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, we would love to have you on our team. We are called the Inspired Daisies Team of Stampers. Daisies are after my grandmother. It was one of her favorite flowers. And then, yeah, you can join Stampin' Up! Buy the starter kit, $99. You get 125 a product. So it's a great investment. If your order's close to 99, it's better off just to order the starter kit and see how it goes, because you can just exit out whenever you want, or you can continue to stay on. So Card Club has been marketed, and I would like to just remind you that this month I am offering a special. I offered it last month as well, but I only had like 2 or 3 days to market because somehow I got behind. So I'm going to carry it over to the month of March. And right now my regular price is $39.95. I'm putting it on special for $36. You can register right here. I'm going to leave this up the whole time. You can take a snapshot of it if you want. It's also in the comment section, I think right underneath Carla's. So I think I created a pretty good class, a couple fun folds in there, and we'll go through it right now, and then I'm going to go ahead and make it. So Card Club, you get 2 kits of every design. So you'll get 8 kits. You get everything you see here except for the stamping. I don't stamp for you because that's against policy, but you'll get 6 by 12 full pack of the Countryside Inn designer paper, 2 yards of the denim, Night of Navy, I call it denim because it looks like that, but Night of Navy striped ribbon. And also you're going to get a full pack, and I only have a few left. These are called the iridescent foil gems. So this is one of the designs. And again, you don't have to use the pattern paper that I use. You get to use whatever you want in your cards. So I almost went like this because it tricked me a little bit. But this is a little bit of a simple fun fold. So that's card number 1. It's a thank you. Filled with Happiness is the stamp set I chose for March. I do like to let people know what stamp set or bundle I'll be using. So I let them know last month when I shipped out February, they got a heads up that I'll be using Filled with Happiness. If you don't have the stamp set, you can always add it on to the order by just emailing me. And if you have it, great. And if you don't have it, then you can use sentiments that are in your craft room. I make it easy so that you can do that. This one uses the beautiful scallop contours. This is in basic white. I love this one. I was kind of toying between ribbon or not, and I think it looks very nice without the ribbon. I did put the iridescent foil gems on there, and then very simple inside. And then we've got Happy Birthday, May It Be Filled with Happiness. And again, I used the little bow. If you don't like all that thickness, then you'll just move up that sentiment and kind of center it amongst the Countryside corner dies. Then on the inside, we've got this Mix and Match the Designer Series paper. So this one has the stripes, and then we've got the pretty birds over here. And then we've got a hello card. I use this, it's already packed up, I think. Yeah. I don't know if I posted it on Facebook yet on my Inspired by Graham page. I think I did, but if I didn't, I'll go back and check. I created 36 cards to swap in Houston. I used this design because I know there's a lot of layers in it, but it actually goes together really, really simple. And I was able to make 36 in no time at all. A swap does not contain the inside, so I didn't have to put that on there, but we do need to have a really nice front on it. So I really like this design. It's so quick and simple that I wanted to do it in my swaps. All right, so we're going to get started. I'll just check in to see if there's any questions regarding Card Club or anything about my fruit of the purchase or anything in general. So let's just check it out. We got Lynn, Debbie, Carla. All right, my team members are here. Thank you so much. I mentioned you at my meeting this morning how my team thoroughly supports me, and I can't thank them enough. They're always here on Mondays with me. Not everyone, because we all have our things we have to do, but a majority of the team is here. So shout out to the Inspired Daisies. Okay, I am going to be using Boho Blue. And I don't remember the size of this. Let me go grab my Mark's ruler. I haven't used Mark's ruler in such a long time. This is not, so it's 9 inches all the way across, and it's scored at 3.5, and it's 4 1/4 in height. So we're going to just fold that over, and I'll use my bone folder. Excuse the mess on it, but I've had this forever. So we've got that crisp and clean. This one has a lot of layers, but it's so super simple to do that, you know, just go with the flow, I guess. I am going to stamp first because I want that Night of Navy ink to dry. So let me grab the thanks, excuse me, thanks. And my Night of Navy ink, which is over here. I got all my inks and my blends in one container so I don't get distracted. And everything else is in another one. So I am going to open this up, and let me grab my piercing mat, which is my mouse pad. And I think these are really nice. These are mouse pads that Stampin' Up! Sells. And you can order them too. I find it's great for a piercing mat. And it's a little bit prettier than our normal piercing mat. And we're using photopolymer stamps. So we need to have some kind of cushion under there because this is not a red rubber. It's a clear stamp. So, and it's with really bold and thick letters. Sometimes that's kind of hard to stamp. So when you stamp down, you want to give it a few seconds, maybe 5, before you lift up, because you want that ink to fill in into the cardstock. Now up here, the ink did not go there. So I'm going to show you a trick on how you will fix that. You can use a blender pen, or you can use a Stampin' Right marker. So I'm going to show you, let's see, what do I want to show you on this one? I'm going to show you just a Stampin' Right marker, and if another stamp doesn't stamp as well, then I will show you the blender pen. But the Stampin' Right markers are the same ink as what's in the ink pad. And if you just use the marker, it's the same color. And we just filled that in, and it looks perfect. Okay. So another trick with your Stampin' Right markers. I have all the colors, so, and plus all the retired ones right in front of me. Love them. All right, that's all the stamping. You can do more if you want, but I'm going to just call it good. Okay, so again, we have lots and lots of layers for this card. So I'm going to grab my silicone craft sheet, and I am going to grab my seal tonight. I'll be using that. So I'm going to work on the base first and then kind of work my way up. So we've got quite a few pieces here, and hopefully I cut these correctly. I'm pretty sure I did, but I got to find all the ones that match because it's kind of like a puzzle. So maybe that's what I'm going to do first because there are so many different layers. All right, so that's one on the left. And then we got the boho blue. We have the basic white. And then we have the darker navy pattern. And then we have, let's see, we got that one. And this is for the inside. Oh, wait, where does this go? You know what? I think, oh, it goes, you know what? I don't think I cut that paper. It's this one over here. So I might have to leave that blank tonight because my designer paper is kind of packed away. So I'll get it kind of going for you, and you'll just have to use your imagination. All right, so let's go with this one here. And this is directional, so just be careful on your designer paper. I've made the mistake of putting it on upside down before, and sometimes you can pull it off the, your cardstock, but sometimes you can't. So I am going to just layer this on, and I'll give you the sizes in just a second. The basic white is 3 1/4 by 4, 4, and then the designer paper is 3 by 3 3/4. All right, so you can get a lot of panels in that size. Sometimes the 3 by 4 is just the perfect one to do because you can get lots and lots of panels out of a 12 by 12, of course. You can do the math, and I can't do the math on the fly, so someone can do the math there. 2 inches as well. So I just love, you guys know I love to use designer paper for all my cards, so you'll rarely see me not use it. All right, so we just added that on to the left side, and then, oh, you know what? This is the piece that goes on the white, so I'm good. All right, so then this piece is going to go here. You could put it on this way, but with this pattern here, I would have had to cut it the opposite way because these things are they're upside down. So I'm just going to go with the more prettier side with the flowers. Okay, so this one just gets layered on here. The sizes in basic white is 1 3/4 by 4, and then the other piece is just 1 1/2 by 3 3 3/4. All right, and then this is just going to go right on here. So we'll just take our seal, and as you can see, I do not use it all the way because you don't have to, because with seal it's so super sticky that you don't have to. All right, I'm just looking at the pattern just to see what's going to be, which way I like it and which way I don't. I like that big flower up there, so I'm going to put that one at the top, and I'm going to use one of the iridescent foil gems for the center of that one. All right, and then we have the last piece, which is our white. Now I'm going to show you something where here we've got this little gap. I like having a gap, and I don't like having white, just white showing through. Meaning if this was a 5 1/4 by 4, you would get the white all the way over here, and then it would be shown. And I kind of don't really like that. So this is what I like to do. Oh shoot, don't tell me I'm out of it. No, I'm not out of seal. Just kind of went funky. All right, and I'll give you the size on this one in just a second. So really what I'm doing is I'm looking at the left side, the top and the bottom, so that it's kind of equal. And then also look at the top here so that it's kind of going horizontally and not too far down or too far up. So there, you can't see the white, and it kind of breaks it up too. All right, so then we've got this side here, and I'm going to add this piece to the top of the basic white. All right, and those sizes are 3, the white is 3 by 2, and then the designer paper is just a 1/4 inch smaller. And then the boho blue is 1/4 of an inch larger. So just all 1/4 of an inch. And then we're just kind of stacking up the paper. Okay, so now this sentiment, if you just put it flat on, it kind of gets lost in the shuffle, right? So we'll add some Stampin' dimensionals to the back side of the sentiment. You'll need 4 because I like to have this something a little bit small like this. It's kind of borderline as to, do you put just 2 dimensionals on or 4? So I have been using 4 for this label here. I like how bold that is, the thanks. All right, this one's going to get centered. Okay, now let me pull in the original card. If we open it up, we have this boho blue cardstock that's showing. We want to make sure that our Stampin' dimensionals do not go past this piece here. Okay, so what I do is I kind of take it here, and where am I going to put this? So I kind of like just like a 1/2 of an inch showing over here. So I'm going to take, I'm looking at the N, so I don't want to go any further than the N. All right, so I'm going to flip it on over and I'm holding this like this. And now I know my thumb is that little mark. Grab 3 dimensionals, so 1 in each corner, and then 1 somewhere in here. And then just make sure those are really stuck down. Sometimes they do have a tendency to come off if you don't stick them down. All right, and then we're going to add this on. If you want to just tack it down very slightly and then open it up just to make sure, that's something that maybe you should do that if you forget where you kind of put your dimensionals. So I'm just kind of looking at this here and this here. Is it close to being center? I think it is. So I'll give it a good press. I've already pre-made my bow, so I wouldn't have to struggle with that. You'll need, I'm finding that you'll need 2 mini glue dots to get this stuck because it is a rather large knot. So that's what I kind of been doing. I grab 1 and then I grab 2 and kind of overlap it a little bit. And then I'm going to put this right in the lower left corner here. And really make sure it's stuck on there. I've got my ribbon scissors here, and I want to make a really small bow, so the tails will be pretty small. I don't want it overpowering the sentiment and focal point. I don't know if you can see the ribbon here, but it does have a really nice shiny edge to it. This ribbon is found in the annual catalog. I think I'm using product from all the annual catalog. All right, the iridescent foil gems. I've got a few left. And I like to put them, when I have big flowers like this, I like to put them on the center. So I'm gonna add one down here in the center of that one. And then if I have a really large flower, I will grab one of the larger gems and put it on that one. And then we got to form our triangle. So we have one here, here, and then we need to find something over here that's going to work. So I'm going to grab one of the really small ones, and I don't want to go straight across. That's not pleasing to your eye. And I don't want to go straight across over here. So I kind of have to go somewhere here. I'm going to just add it to this little tiny flower there. All right, so here is the card we just made. You can stamp on the inside here. This actually, I'll do it for you. It has one image, like a flower image. So let's be consistent. And I'm gonna just add this little flower right in the lower corner, just one, that'll be fine. And let me grab the envelope too. And I'm just gonna add one. And you know what? I need one for this card, but I'll stamp it later. I'm sure I have one somewhere. Okay, so here's the card, and here's another one. And you can let me know what you think about this one. Very simple, very easy. If you're mass producing it, you're gonna have quite a few layers. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I count this one 8. And then 9. So that's a lot. I wouldn't do this one as a swap. It's too much. It's going to take you too much time. I'll show you another one that would be perfect for a card swap. All right, I'm going to check and see if there's any questions or comments, and then I will move on to the Just a Note card. Okay, I love this paper. Yeah, it's taken me almost 12 months to use this paper. I really like, it was being used a lot when Stampin' Up! Came out with it, and finally getting to use it. And this may be my retreat paper for Saturday's class. We'll see. I haven't decided yet, but I really do like it. All right, so that is our thanks card. And then our next card is Just a Note. You're wonderful. I appreciate you. And if you remember, let me go grab my journals. This was a free with a purchase a while back, and I used this sentiment here as a kind of focal point to my junior legal notepads and mini notes. Okay, isn't this gorgeous? And so I use this stamp. As you can see, it's going to be used a lot. The tools. I got the strawberries. Again, I got this paper here. So I really love that free celebration paper. it's definitely gonna be less expensive to make those, and I'll make more profit margin. All right, so grab the kit. This one here, I would probably do in a swap. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, and we don't do, in a swap, we don't design the inside. If I had some strips, I probably would. But this one is really easy to mass produce. You've got a punch shape here and just one die cut. In the scallop, you can actually run 2 sheets of basic white with your die, and so you get 2 for 1 pass. I do that quite a bit. I actually have 2 sets of the scallop contour dies just because I can run 4 through the machine, and it's so much easier and gets the job done. All right, so we're working with some thick basic white, and I'll grab my bone folder. See, this is the problem with me. I don't put things back in my toolbox, so I'm really going to try to focus on that. All right, so let me grab that bone folder. We got that folded and burnished, and then we're going to work on our way up. Okay, I could actually, let me think on this one. I could do the reverse, so I could have this down here, and I can have the white, and then this one. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do that for you so you can see both sides of the paper, how it works. I don't think these are, no, they're not directional. So that one is, but this one's not. So I think we're good to go with that. You guys know I really like to do that too, so you can kind of see the difference. All right, this is, I believe, no, it's not 3x4, but it's close to it. It fits right inside the scallop contours. Just look for your margins around the borders of the stitching. See, there's stitching all the way around here, so I want that equal borders. Okay, this one here is going to get some Stampin' dimensionals, so it's in my hands. Let's add those right now. One for each corner and one for the middle. It's our focal points, so we don't want this panel buckling down. All right, so press those down so that one's ready to go. Let me stamp so that Night of Navy can dry. So I'll pull in my mouse pad. Again, you can order these. I can't remember the price on this. Somebody could look it up for me. It's a supply item, but customers can order these as well. All right, let me grab my stamp. All right, and then here is our basic white with a modern oval punch. And then we're just going to ink this up, and hopefully I can get this straight on. Let me just pull this closer to me. That way I can kind of see the white margins. I'm really pressing down hard because that just a note really needs to soak in to the ink. And we did a pretty good job. This would look really good in like Daffodil Delight or Crushed Curry, because then you've got the sun there. All right, so let's take the white, where's my card base? And I'm gonna stamp that little tiny flower. Probably, let's see, I'm gonna just stamp it over here. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab that envelope and we'll do the same. We'll have a coordinating set of cards. I'm gonna close, actually, I'm gonna just set this aside. I'm only using 2 inks, and that's Night of Navy and Memento Blue for March Card Club. All right, so we're going to add our adhesive to the back side because we're gonna do this one opposite from the original. This is 4 by 5 1/4. It's very simple. Then we'll take in the scalp contours. And we'll just remove those backings. I think this one flipped over. Yeah. When the backings flip over, you really can't take them off. So let me just grab another one. Meaning you can't take the backings off because if it flips over, then it's no good. So we do want one there just to make sure it holds up. All right, and here's this one. The Just a Note is going to be popped up as well. I'm going to choose 4 dimensionals, one for each corner. This card also does not have it doesn't have ribbon on it, so I wanted to keep it very, very plain because I toyed back and forth. Do I put ribbon on it? Do I not? And I chose not to because it looks pretty just how it is. Okay, let's center this one in the middle. Then I've got this strip here. And I think, let's see, the other one has the fox. So I'm going to go with this one here, this side. Let me grab that silicone craft sheet so we can have a little bit of a different inside than the sample. This gets adhered top to bottom, and I didn't cut this one as long as I should have, but that's okay, it's not a problem. The iridescent foil gems will be next, and we'll add 3. So let me grab one of the larger ones, and I'm just going to put this right here in the blue area. Oh gosh, I'm not even on camera, sorry about that. And then 2 more, so put one down there, and then another little tiny one up here. So I'm not sure if you can see the sparkle that they make. I can see like a purple right here. So it's kind of interesting. There's gold in there too. So really fun gems to work with. All right, so let's put these 2 together and then we can see what they look like. So here's the one I just made here, and then here's the one with just the opposite. I like them both, actually. If I had to choose, I would probably choose the one on the left, just because of the flower print, but they're both pretty. Let us know what you would like, left or right or both, and I will get set up with the next card. All right, let's see if I got any comments yet. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share this video with your friends and family. That way it can grow my YouTube channel, and also the algorithms work well too. And my goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers. And I'm at 9.77. So 9,770 something. And I remember when I first got my YouTube channel, my kids laughed at me. I was like, Mom, you'll never have 1,000 subscribers. Well, they should know better. All right. Okay, I don't see any comments that have come through for voting purposes. So I'm going to move on. Maybe they'll probably come in slow just because the laptop is on like a delay. Our next card is a happy birthday card, and I'll be doing some coloring here with some Stampin' blends. And this little bow moved a little bit, so I can see that glue dot there. And then on the inside here, it's kind of like a fun fold, kind of like the first one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some stamping first because I want that Memento Black to settle down. And it does need a little bit of time to dry. Grab my craft sheet once again, and then I'm going to grab one of the Countryside Corner dies. You'll get 2 of those in Card Club, so that's 4 total that you'll receive. All my die cuts are already done at estimate, Debbie did those for me before she left on vacation. Right. Oops, I don't want blue. I want the Memento black. Okay, so let me grab one over here. I've got like 3 or 4 of these because they're used a lot. All right, when I have a stamp this large, I like to take the Memento black to the stamp itself. And I kind of rub it like this because it's a different foam than our classic ink pads. I'm just basically gonna go around several times. And then this is mounted on, I think this is an E block. Yes, an E block. And I need to take this block to Houston with me. We're going to be doing some make and takes. So I'm going to stamp this lower and not center it on. Again, if you don't want that ribbon on there, then don't, just kind of stamp in the middle. Okay, we'll pull that off. And that looks pretty good. So I can set that aside for right now, and we'll move on to some assembly, and then I'll go back and color that one in. All right, we got our craft sheet again, and my sample card here. All right, so we will, these kind of go, that one I gotta wait on. So I got Misty Moonlight this time, and I've got 2 score lines on it. Your instruction sheets you get with Card Club, I do send them in their color printouts so that you don't have to print those out. I'll do that for you. And also I do send the PDFs. All right, so just burnish those. And the reason why I went this way first is because this one here is going to get folded over, and I really want a really good fold. So folding it twice and burnishing it opposite ways kind of does that. And I'm just going to burnish this one down a little bit more. Okay, this is going to go on here. All right, unless, should I switch it up? Let's check and see how it will go. I think these are the same, yes. So this one would be here. Oh, I know I don't really like it, I don't think. And then this one here. Oops, this way. And then this would be here. I think it's too busy. So we're going to go with the same way I made the other card. And this is 4 by 5 1/4, another standard designer paper size. And this is going to be going on the inside here. Okay, next one, I'm going to stamp that little flower in the corner here. And actually, I'm going to stamp it right in the middle. Okay, just a cute little flower. And the envelope, let's get that one done. And we'll do that right there. Oops, that didn't work. So I'm going to get I went a little bit too fast. So I'm just going to get my Stampin' Right marker, and I'm going to color in the lines. There. Now we've got some foliage. All right, my bow went flying on the floor. Okay, this one we can put in right in the middle here, but I want to be careful because I'm going to put this one last because I want to show you a little trick. Let's add these 2 pieces. One's going to go on the front. This one has about a 1/8 of an inch. And then this one here, it's the same size. It's going to go right here. If you wanted to, you could flip it that way, but that's too much diagonal. So I want those pretty birds to be kind of the showcase. Okay, Okay, let's get this one straight. There's just an 1/8 of an inch. Okay, we're going to set this aside, and I'm going to color in. Let me grab some scrap paper. It's off to the side, and I'm going to be using some Stampin' Blends. And let me grab my little container, and I've chosen already. I've got Old Olive, dark and light, and this is the Night of Navy, I think. No, Misty Moonlight, dark and light, and Moody Mauve, and it's dark. Okay, there's these little tiny, I don't know if they're flowers or little buds or berries on there. That's why I kind of think they're berries. I'm not sure. But I'm going to start with a dark color first, and then I'll blend in some of the lighter. And when I'm doing foliage, I kind of like to put the dark one in the middle. For some reason, that's what I like to do. There's quite a few leaves. All right, so some of it's filled in and some of it's not. And now I'm going to bring in the lighter shade of Old Olive. And I'm going to try to stay I don't want to go over the lines. So I want to try to go as fast as I can, but as neat as I can. I think I need to make a note that I need a new Old Olive because this one sounds like it's kind of running empty. The reason why I have scrap paper underneath my surface here is because that ink with the Stampin' Blends is going to go through. So you definitely want to protect your work surface. I got one right here. I almost missed this one. It's really kind of hidden. Okay, so that was Old Olive, light. And now the dark Night of Navy, I'm going to use the chisel point here. And I'm going to color in or just kind of do some lines, but not fill it all the way in. So you'll see part of it colored in. And now I'm going to take my light Night of Navy, go with a chisel point. I use a chisel point almost all the time. And just going to fill in, go right over the dark. And then this one over here. And that's all I'm going to color in on the bird because in the designer paper, the bird shows that it has just the blue wing. And on this one here, it doesn't show anything at all. So I went with the darker color, Misty Moonlight. Sorry, I think I said Night of Navy, but it's Misty Moonlight. Now those little tiny berries, I'm going to call them berries. I'm going to use the blending side because it's got that nice little point, and I'm just going to tap in where the white is showing. It's a very small section there. And then there's some down here. Okay, I think I missed a little tiny foliage right down here. I think I'm going to go over them one more time, just not all of them, but some of them, just so we can get some looking a little bit different, and they're not all the same. All right, that is all we need with the Stampin' Blends. Okay, we're going to bring in the Countryside Corner die. This is just a larger one up. And this one's going to get adhered right straight down to the Misty Moonlight. See, this is the back side. That's why you want to protect your work surface. You don't want to get that permanent ink left on something that you might not want it to go on. All right, this has a right and a wrong side. I'm not sure if you know that, but the smoother side, meaning the edge side, is the correct side. And if you flip it over, it's more of a rough side on this side, so that's always the back side. And same with this one here. See how these nest together really well? All right, now I'm going to show you that part I was talking about earlier. Oh, I need to color that in. Let me do that. I'm going to just take my Old Olive Light. I'll go really quick. We also have to do the color in the envelope. Everything needs to coordinate, right? And then the Moody Moth. Oops, I want that blending side. Okay, now we're all set. All right, we'll take the card base here. This is going to go on front. And for me, I want this hidden. I don't want anybody to know it's under there, okay? So right now, I'm just going to put it right here because I want to make sure when somebody opens this up, it's going to be in a similar place, similar, I can't say that, similar. Oh gosh, tongue-tied tonight. Location. So from here to the left side is where you put your Stampin' Dimensionals. Because again, like the other card, if you open it up, you're going to see dimensionals if you go over, and it's going to be all stuck down. Okay, so let's again figure out where this is going to go. Okay, close that up. And then let's make sure this covers it, which it does. Okay, another thing you can do is make sure it's centered. Portrait mode is count the little lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. If I just drop that down a little bit. Okay, so I want the bottom on this one right here. And I'm just going to tack it down. Okay, that looks good. Okay, again, birthday, everything to the left side is where I want my adhesive. So I'm going to flip this over, right? And it's going to be this side. Okay, so got my hand here because I got to remember that. And I'll grab my dimensionals. And quite a few are going to go on this one. Probably 5. Yeah, let's fill in all these little gaps here. All right, so we're going to add this again. I'm kind of looking at this area here and also the stripe side. Let's make sure that they're equal distance. Also, the gap here and down here is equal as well. And I have no white showing. Okay, and see I've got all the Stampin' Dimensionals are hidden. All right, so you'll open up the card like this. You could keep this blank and just have the Misty Moonlight showing, but I really think it adds a lot if you just take the time to cut another piece of designer paper. Okay, you could add Wink a Stella to the bird too, make it a little sparkly. All right, pre-made the bow. Thank you very much. And we'll grab our mini glue dots once again, and let's find them on this little roll. Still working on this one. And I'm going to overlap, so I'm going to put 2 on. And then, I don't know if you can see, but I can see the glue dots from the front. So I want to just take my piercing tool and just push those back so they are hidden underneath. Right, so I can't see those. And then this is going to go, that bow got kind of flipped, but it'll work. It's a really horrible bow. I'll go back. Oh gosh, it's really horrible. I can't finish this card with it looking like this. So I'm going to make a new bow. That's just, I don't know how that ribbon got flipped, but it certainly did. This doesn't take very long at all, and I can see where I use too much ribbon. I don't like to waste it. Okay, there. Both, I'm doing better with my hand with the post-surgery, and I had my OT appointment today, and I graduated to other things that I have to do. More fine motor skills, picking up gems and putting them in a cup. And it's to help you move, strengthen your thumb and your forefinger. Okay, now let's get this one on. Yeah, that's gonna fit. Glue dots. Going to be running out. I'm getting very close to the end. So we'll take 2, overlap, and then let's hide that. You could use liquid glue if you wanted to. It would just take a little bit longer to dry. And then this is going to go right here. Cute little bow. And I'll grab my ribbon scissors and just trim this down. Again, I want this one really short so the happy birthday doesn't get covered up. The iridescent foil gems are next. So I'm going to grab one of these larger ones, and I'll put them in the same location I did earlier. So one here, a smaller one here, and then another smaller one way up in the left corner up here. Let's see if there's a flower. That's way too high, so I'll just kind of put it over here. Okay, that is our third card. Kind of a fun fold again. And I don't think I stamped this one here on the inside, so that's blank. I'm definitely going to go back and stamp that little tiny flower in there. Just will fill it in a little bit better. So that is card number 3. That bow's a little silly up there. All right, so let me know your comments on this one, and I'll get set for our last card. And I'm also going to check to see if there's any questions or comments. Nope. Thank you, Wendy. Super cute cards like that. Thank you, Debbie, for sharing. I do appreciate that. All right, so that is our card number 3 for March Card Club. I've been doing Card Club since 2020, March of 2020. So having my anniversary, I guess, right? All right, I lost the sample card. It's got to be here somewhere. It's probably over here. I honestly don't remember which I'm making here. So those 2. These 2. Got to be here. That's the thing. Oh, it's hello. It's like right in front of me. You guys are probably saying, Karen, it's right here. Again, that's the design I used for my swaps for Houston. I just wanted to do something quick. I didn't want to brainstorm a new card, and I just changed up my designer paper to the daisy paper. I can't remember what it's called. It's in the annual catalog, by the way. This is just kind of layering. You could do this, make this card different by making it portrait mode. In order to do that, you'll have to remember to cut your paper correctly. Okay, so let's see. This won't work because this is directional. Okay, but you can, I just want you to know that this same design can look like this as well if you put it this way. Okay, so I'm going horizontal because I need to, because of the directional paper. And with this kind of layout, you want two different designs because if you use the same one, then it's just going to look too much. So you need a little bit of coordination. So this is just 1/8 of an inch larger. Okay. And then we have basic white, which is 4 by 5 1/4. It's already been embossed with the country, somebody can help me, countryside maybe, embossing folder. It goes with the bundle. Okay, and that's just going to go on here. And it doesn't really matter what direction you put it. You can even show the deboss side, which is the side that shows you the images going down. Or this is the embossed, which is the images are coming at you. I'm going to go embossed because I really like the designs on this one. Again, just like 1/2 of an inch and of your adhesive and call it good. There's not going to be a lot of this showing, and I don't think it's a really directional kind of embossing folder. Okay, so that goes on there. And then here's this one. And those little bunnies. This would make a good Easter card, by the way. I know it's not pastel colors, but it certainly would work. I'm going to go back and I'm going to add this one. This one gets adhered right down to the basic white embossed panel. And we're going to center it left, right, and top. And it's easy to see because you've got that white. Really make sure it's pressed down because you're adhering this to embossed paper, so it's not smooth. This one here, we'll prep that one for the focal point. And I will use 5 just because that's center. And let's remove these. This is going to get adhered right here. And also what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get my borders. So the bottom and the left here with the designer paper is all equal. I think that's good. You could get a ruler out if you really wanted to, but I don't think it's necessary. Let's stamp next, and I need hello. And let's grab the little mouse pad here. And this one also has those really thick letters. Again, hold it for a good 5 seconds. Let that ink seep into the basic white. And then you got a really, really good image. I'm going to show you that trick with the blender pen because I wanted to show that to you. You can just pretend that this has got some kind of white showing. So these are our Stampin' blends. It's a blender pen, and it's got glycerin in it. So I'm going to just take the corner of the ink pad here. So there's just a little bit of Night of Navy on there, and pretend that that H needs to be darker. So it's kind of like a pen, just like you're stamping right markers, but it's another way to fill in your ink if you don't get a clear stamped image. And I think we sell them either 2 or 3 to a pack. The only thing with this is that you need to make sure that you clean off the tip here because it still has that ink on there. I'm going to just use the back side of this designer paper, and you just kind of keep going until it comes out kind of blank. And isn't that funny? That just turned like a pink. Why did that happen? Can anybody tell me why that just happened? I have no clue. You also want to cap these, and you want to store these at a horizontal, because if you store them this way, then all that glycerin is going to go downward, and then this tip here is going to become dry. So just like your Stampin' Blends, make sure you store them horizontally. Let's stamp the inside here. It's got that strip, I think. Yes. Let's see. Here we go. Now this one, it's an inch, so I have to kind of run 2 lines of adhesive. It's just a little bit too big. And this is going to go right down at the bottom. I do like to have a little bit of white showing at the bottom here, so you can tell. Plus it's easier to see in my mind. I'm going to stamp that little tiny flower. Let's see, I think I will stamp it. I'm going to stamp it right in the top. I don't know if it'll look good or not, but you know what, why not? I'm not going to color it in. I can save that for later, and then I can just stamp this over here. Again, we'll take our seal, and I just hit it 5 times. And then this will go right in here. I do kind of like that little flower at the top. And then we have our Hello, Miss You, which is going to go here, but we'll pop that one up. And I'm only going to use 3. Excuse me. I'm going to grab this bow that was kind of came apart, and I'm just going to snip it. See if I can do this. Save some. We're going to fold that over, and this is going to go right about in this area. That original one, and I'm not sure if you could see it, has that ribbon. So I'm just going to add some of the seal right to the middle, and then kind of put it there. You can always move it. And then this here, I'm going to move it down a little bit. Just pull it up and it comes off, and then you can stick it back on. What I want is this little arch here to be in the center of this Night of Navy. You know what? This is not in the middle, so I need to move it towards the right. You guys are learning a lot here. So, and this is a small piece, but you could salvage it. Just a little bit more. There we go. And then this goes right here. So we have a little hint of ribbon showing. Okay, then let's get our iridescent foil gems on here, just 3 of them. Again, I'm going to look for some flowers that maybe I can put them like the gems in the center of the flowers. There's not any larger flowers on here, so probably I won't do it. I'll just find some kind of area here that doesn't have a lot of that white showing. So one, let's put one up here too. And see, 1, 2, and let's go way over here. Okay, that is it. So let me clear up my space here. Hopefully I gave you some tips with the blender pen, the Stampin' Right markers, and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, so that is our card we just made. Cute, hello, miss you. And then we have that thank you card, which is kind of a fun fold. Right? And then we've got this one here. And then we have the Just a Note with the scallop contours dies. All of them, of course, have your coordinating envelopes. And then the happy birthday, may it be filled with happiness. Slide those all the way up here. All right, do you guys have a favorite? Let me know. Is it hello, thanks, just a note, or the birthday? And I'll go over Card Club one more time so that you're aware. The deadline to register every single month is the 20th of the month. All right, so you have until March 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's my cutoff. If you order it after the fact, then if I haven't placed my order with Stampin' Up! For all the products, then I will include you. If I already did, then you'll have to wait until the next month, okay? So you'll receive 8 card kits, 2 of each of those designs. You can use the designer series paper as I do, or you can do whatever you want. Different patterns, because there's all different kinds of patterns in there. Countryside in designer paper, 6x12 packs, so you'll have plenty to use here, and you're going to be able to make more. Iridescent foil gems, that's going to be a full pack, and as you can see, I don't have many left. The Night of Navy 3/8 of an inch bordered ribbon is someplace around here. It's going to be 2 yards. And I'll tell you why. It's not a full bolt, but it's 2 yards. And then you'll get 8 or 9 extra sheets of cardstock. And the reason why I'm doing that is because not everybody will probably use the ribbon. And my members really like that I switched it up. So you'll get a little bit of the ribbon. You usually get a full thing of the gems because they're really hard to, separate. And then they'll get 9 sheets of cardstock, and that's 9 times 2 is 18, so they'll have enough card bases for 18 more cards. Or they can cut them up into different panels as well. So I really like doing that. Complete written instructions are always included. I print them out in color too, and they are emailed as well. Pre-recorded videos, I did forget about that, with step-by-step instructions for each of the cards, and an introduction video too, just going over what is in your package. And then if there's any product substitutions, I'll have to do that, but with Card Club, I'm really careful about that. Sometimes it's definitely beyond my control. Inventory changes all the time. So my designer paper is already ordered for 24 participants. That gives me a couple extra, and I always can expedite paper and gems and all that good stuff. So that is my Card Club for March. I hope you join. And then again, it's on sale this month for $36. You can go to here, this little link here. You can screenshot this, and it will bring you to my introduction to March. It's also on my website, inspiredbygraham.com, so you can get it there. And then my free with a purchase class is somewhere on my desk. I don't know what I did with it. It's like somewhere. It's the zinnia paper. Anyway, Hey, do you guys want to see some other cards I made? I was really having a great time this week. I have 2 more card classes done, and I'm super excited about this one. This is for my Parks and Rec class, and let me zoom out so you can see it better. So they wanted, this month is birthday, so March is birthdays. I made a masculine kind of a fishing card, kids card, and those balloons have a ton of Wink of Stella on there. I don't know if you can tell. And then I've got this one here. I cased this one from the annual catalog. So if you go to the annual catalog, you'll see this one. And then here's this other fun fold. I had this as a St. Patrick's Day card, but I really like the layout and how it kind of all folds together. So this is my Parks and Rec class. If you're local to me, the class is $18, and it's on the last Wednesday of every single month unless it's a holiday. So you can sign up at Hartford Parks or hartfordrec.com. And also I have another class, which I'm probably going to be offering at some point. I do a class for an independent living facility. They wanted Thinking of You Sympathy. So we have a great stamp set now, although this one doesn't use it because they didn't have sympathy in there. But we have Orchid Oasis with Pool Party. I was really shocked that that actually works together, but the color coach told me. I didn't believe it until I tried it. And then here's this one, Wild Wheat, one of my favorite colors. And then we have the Wishing You Comfort. The stamp set is called Comforting Thoughts. And I kind of teamed it up with Hope and Prayer. And then this one here. And then the inside, I think it's just, it's one of the postage dies. So anyway, that's what I have going. I'm working on my celebration for my team. And that will go out after I get back from Houston. Because there's no way I can get it done and shipped. Because I don't have some of the product with me in my craft room, so I have to order that. But anyway, that is my class. My free with a purchase is going until the 14th. Last day is the 14th of March. You can find that on my website as well, inspiredbygraham.com. All right, let me see if there's any questions. And Countryside Blossoms, thank you, Debbie. Okay, I don't see any questions, so I am going to sign off and start cleaning up my craft room. All right, take care and be well.